Hi everybody, welcome back to So Like Dotty at Forever Daisy Chain. My name's Alison. Thank you for stopping by once again and checking out my channel. And if you're new to my channel, a lovely hello from me and thank you for joining me today. So it's Friday. I haven't done one of these sort of catch-up ones for a little while. You might have recently seen my updated new craft room and things like that. In the month of February, I've just had some other things that I've been kind of busy with, and I did actually record my January makes and my February sewing plans. But you know what? I'll be quite honest. Well, it all just changed. So I'm kind of thinking going forward, I might not do a regular my sewing plans for the month because, I'll be quite honest, they tend to change. I have got a little shelf which I'll drop in a picture later, and I kind of put on there what I'm thinking about doing, and I'll be totally honest, I ended up with totally different plans for this month and it's not even the end of the month yet. So I've bought a few new things I'm going to tell you about today. New to me, might not be new to you, you might have made them before, so I'll appreciate your comments and thoughts on those and maybe advice as well, and tell you about some of the things I'm going to be doing. So this is generally a sewing vlog, but I do talk about some of the crafts that I do. So towards the end, I'm going to chat through something new that I've been exploring and working on and hoping to crack soon. Not sure if I'm quite there yet. So I thought I'd start with my recent makes. There's a pattern by the little Pomegranate called the Sabina Skirt. I'll drop a picture of that in now. And it's a free pattern when you subscribe to the blog. And I downloaded that a couple of weeks ago, and it's a pretty simple, straightforward, elastic waisted skirt with a ruffle along the bottom. And I've got things that are modified that I traced around my own dresses and things last year, but I just thought, you know what, it's a free pattern and it might be quite nice just to actually have a proper pattern rather than one that I've just put together. So I've made a couple of those. I actually bought some fabric and I'm wearing the skirt today because I wanted to combine it with a different pattern that I bought, which was the pearl cardigan from Tilly and the Buttons. And I bought this jersey as a bit of a, now you know I can't say this word, don't you? Toil, you know what I mean, to sort of test it out for me. I have said before, I'm not a huge fan of a wrap sort of style, but I do think it's quite sort of flattering on here, and I wanted to just try it out, see what it was like. So I thought if I get some jersey fabric to have a go with that, and I ordered enough that I could make a skirt out of it as well. And my idea was that I would wear them together and it would look like a dress. But the reality of it is I quite like the top over maybe a plain black dress because the fabric's black. And I like the bottom. I'm actually wearing it today, so I'm going to drop a picture of that in now so you can see that. So I really like the skirt, and this is just the Emmeline t-shirt from IM Patterns. It was free with Love Sewing or Sewed Magazine a few months ago. I've just got 3/4 length sleeves on this. It's literally got a rolled hem around it and around the bottom. If I stand up, you might be able to just sort of see the fabric a little bit closer. I have got some more somewhere, so just bear with me. So this is the pattern, and I just got it printed out on A4 copy paper at Flamingo Prints and popped over. So you can see there's a little ruffle around the bottom. I'm 5'6½". It is quite long. The one that I've got on today and in the picture is as per the pattern. The next one that I made, I did in a chambray denim, and I literally was using the last bits of the denim. So I did a shorter ruffle in that one, and I took 1 inch off the main piece of the skirt. And for both of them, I've just cut it with 2 backs. I've not done the pockets, which are on that design. But the one that I'm wearing today is this jersey. All the fabrics that I'm sharing today are from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn. So this, I've got the paperwork here, I like to keep it handy. So this is a black pastel mini floral bouquet viscose jersey, and it was £3.99 a metre. So I only got it a couple of weeks ago, so they may still have some in stock. It's really nice, quite a lightweight jersey. I really like this skirt. The chambray one, it looks lovely, but at the moment I'm not quite sure what to pair it with, because when I pair it with a jumper I feel a bit chunky in it. So I think I'm going to kind of make myself some plain tees with a slightly longer sleeve to cover my arms up. I'm always on about that. And I think something in like a pastel pink or something would look really nice with that. But yeah, this is the fabric. I've probably got a bit left that I could make a scrunchie or something out of. Not an awful lot, but I've got a bag under here which I'm keeping scraps to make a closet core puffy for downstairs, because we've got a new sofa downstairs. I'll drop in a picture, and I've got some fabrics in a similar colour, so I'm just waiting until I've got enough fabric to stuff it with. I've got one big carrier bag full downstairs already of scraps, and I've got another one here. I do have a bag of stuffing, but I don't really want to use that. I want to kind of fill it with scraps, and then every time I put my feet on it, I know it's got fabric in. So yeah, we've kind of changed our sofas. I got rid of one that had the chaise, and that's gone to my daughter, and we're loving it. We're curling up nicely on it together, but it would be nice just to have a little puffy or something in there, so I'm going to do that next. So the other fabrics that I've got to show you, I ordered because I'm going to drop a picture in now of my little plan shelf, inspiration shelf, whatever you want to call it, because when I ordered the pearl cardigan, I also ordered the Lyra dress from Tilly and the Buttons. I've sat on the fence with it for a long time because I'm not a shirt person. I think I've mentioned this before. I find when I buy ready-to-wear blouses over the years, and I'm talking like 30 odd years here, that I've tried them on, I just end up with the feeling like the gaping across my bust. But I really like the look of this dress, and I've seen so many people doing different versions of it that I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to get it and I'm going to have a go at it. So I ordered these two fabrics again from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn, and with both of these orders I used the 20% discount code from Tamlin, so thank you Tamlin from Sold on the Tyne. If you want to check out that code, it's valid for February, and it's on her slip dress collaboration vlog if you want to check that out, which was great, which she's done in collaboration with Jess from So What If I Sew. So these two fabrics, this is the first one. So this is a marigold, I don't know how to say that, cyan, maroon, sunny floral viscose chalet. I've not used it. It feels like a cotton viscose to me. So this was $6.99 a metre, and I got 4 meters of it because I knew I was probably going to do quite a long length in the Lyra dress, and probably a longer length sleeve. I've actually cut out sort of a 3/4 length sleeve in it, but what I did have to do was I cut out the long sleeve pattern piece, and I watched a couple of vlogs related to the dress, and one of them was Sam from Frugalisma, and she mentioned about just checking out if you needed to do a bicep adjustment, and I'm so pleased that I did, because when I measured across what the finished arm bicep width would be, it would have been too tight on my arms. So I've kind of hacked the pattern and put in a 3-inch piece in the middle, and that should just give me enough that I can gather it in. But what I didn't want to do, because today's Storm Eunice Day in the UK, and I was kind of thinking, I know we're still in winter, but we're heading towards spring and summer, so I'm trying not to make too many more things that have got really long sleeves. But in the summer, I'm so conscious about the top of my arms that I try to kind of cover those up sort of down to the elbow still anyway. So what I've done is I've done an underarm measurement to kind of where I want the finished length to be, which was about 14 inches. And I've cut it to allow for that. Then I'm going to gather it in, and I'm going to just put a loose cuff, and I think it should give it quite a puffy arm, which will be a little bit different, but I think it'll look okay. And I have got, randomly, it is a wide fabric, 150 wide I think it is. I've got pretty much just 1.20 meters or something left out of this. I've cut everything. I've cut a scrunchie, I've cut ties, and I think I'm going to do them so they're they're fastened into the side seams, but I'll maybe cross them over at the back and then fasten them at the front. That's kind of what I'm thinking with that. So I've done them really long. I probably won't need them as long as they are, but I've still got over 1 metre left of this. So I will turn this into something later. However, I'm not going to cut it yet, just in case, because has that ever happened to anybody else? You ever made anything and then thought, oh, I've got enough left, I'll cut this out. And then you make a bit of a faux pas and then you've not got anything left. So yeah. So I do like this fabric. So that should be in current stock at Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn. I only ordered it last week. It came in a couple of days. It's a really nice print, nice weighted fabric, a nice drape. And I thought it would be a fabric that would work quite nicely. Obviously at the moment with like thick black tights on my DMs, but moving into summer with sort of a, not quite a maxi length, but a midi length. I'm wearing that with my DM sandals in the summer. And while I was ordering this, I've had this fabric for a couple of months. I think it's still on Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn site. I've got the other colourway in it on the shelf behind me, which is blue with a brown pattern in it, which I think I'm going to turn into some trousers and a top if I've got enough. But while I was on, I knew I had 3 meters of this already. And you know when you just love a fabric that much that you don't want to cut into it in case you don't like what you make? Does that happen to anybody else, or is it just me? So I do adore it. So while I was ordering that one, I ordered an extra meter of this one just to make sure I've got enough, because if I'm happy with the Lyra dress, I think I'm going to make it in this one. So that's where I'm at with that. And I have got, let me find them. I've been into my button stash. Never had a button stash before, but I love it. And I've picked out these. They're a bit a kind of, I don't know what they are. They're very old buttons. I don't know how well they'll come over on camera, but I think they are quite a vintage button. So I have 4 of these and it needs 4. And I think they'll look quite nice without being kind of too in your face. And I've got no idea what buttons I'll use with this, but I'll make that decision when I see how this works. So I mentioned the pearl cardigan earlier, and I think I will make it again. I think I will make it in kind of a like a chunkier knit fabric, maybe to go over some plain dresses that I've got as a bit of a cover up. I think if I do it again, I'd definitely lengthen the bodice and the back slightly. When I put it on with this skirt, I felt like I would have to have like a vest top or something under it, because between sort of getting up and sitting down, I felt like you could, like my back fat was hanging out, not hanging out with it, that's an awful word to say, but you could like see my skin at the back. That's a bit more polite, isn't it? And I would be so conscious of wearing it. And when I'm at work running my groups, I'm kind of going from sitting in the new member area to standing up doing image therapy to sitting down to weigh members. So I'm up and down all the time. So I wouldn't wear it to work. And I'm just not happy with them together, as I said, but individually I really like them both. But I think I'd just lengthen the bodice, and apart from that it came together really, really nicely. So I will drop that picture in if I haven't already. And yeah, let me know what you've made, if you've made either of those, if you've got any tips, because I've literally got the Lyra cut and I'm going to start that shortly. So if I get it finished before I share this vlog, I'll drop that picture in of it and show you what that's like. So what else have I been up to? A couple of things really. I've shared before some of the bags that I make for my business, so I thought I'd share with you a new design that I've been kind of working on. So this bag is one of the fabrics, which is from So Affordable, and I do it with this frill around the edge. And I really like it. It's got 25-inch straps. I use it all the time. And this one is lined in a pale blue cotton. But I've done a different version of it to try it out. And I quite like this. So this one doesn't have the frill around the bottom. It's straight around the bottom. But what it does have is a ruffle across it, which I really like. And I've done this one with some scrunchy scrunchy style straps. There we go. And I really like this version of it. So I might try that in some of the other fabrics. And I'm gonna explore, because I've got a website, but I'm gonna explore Etsy, I think. And I know there's loads of pros and cons to it, but the other options to me are there's a really great market, a Tynemouth market. So I'm in the northeast of England. That's on a Sunday, but because I run my Slim and World groups on a Saturday morning, but I don't really kind of get finished doing my admin till into the afternoon, Monday morning and night and Tuesday night. So I don't particularly want to kind of do a stall on a Sunday every week, every couple of weeks, because that would really eat into the time that I've got at home with Carl. So my daughter suggested Etsy a little while ago, and I kind of went, oh no, I'm not sure because of the fees and things. But then I thought, well, you know what? If I'm paying for a stall, then that's fees. So yeah, I'm going to give it a whirl on Etsy, I think. So I just need to commit the time to get that set up, and then I need to commit the time like I do to the website to keep that updated for Forever Daisy Chain. But let me know what you think of both of those designs. I've not put this one on the website yet, but it can go on anytime really. And the other colourway that I've currently got on the website, and this one is this fabric. These fabrics are all from So Affordable, and I do love this fabric. So that's those. And the other thing that I've been doing is something called sublimation. So I've got a Cricut maker machine. It's just behind me there. And I've had that probably for coming into 2 years. I think I got it just as we were kind of in the first lockdown. And at the time that I got it to cut out fabric. Cricut and Simplicity Patterns had a collaboration going on. So at the point where I ordered it on Design Space that you use to kind of print out and work out your designs, there were Simplicity Patterns on it. I went on while I was waiting for it to arrive, I saw them. And then by the time I got mine kind of up and running and working, they'd disappeared. And you are limited by space on it, but you can cut up to 60 centimetres and up to 30 centimetres wide, and you can cut things on the fold and use reposition and spray, so you can cut quite generous sized pieces on it. And I have used it when I was bulk cutting and making things like masks and different things. I have cut fabric on it, but it's very addictive, and you tend to use it for all kinds of things that I never even thought that I would use it for. So I use it a lot with the print and cut function for making labels and packaging for my business now. And I've done things like used it for vinyl, for banners for my work, for my car windows, for the back of fleeces and jackets that I wear. There's just so much, honestly, I could talk about it all day. So if it's something that you're interested in, just drop a message in the comments, or if you use any sort of Cricut or silhouette machine, let me know what you make, what you enjoy making. I'd be interested in that too. But one of the things I wanted to do was move into kind of the next phase of that, which is something called sublimation. And with sublimation, rather than printing a design, rather than cutting vinyl through the machine, you can use lots of designer software such as Inkscape and Adobe Illustrator to design things, which that's the bit I really need to work on, because although I'm quite creative and crafty, I'm absolutely rubbish at drawing and art. So what I've been doing at the moment is using designs that I'm making up in Design Space and simple designs, because I wanted to launch, alongside these bags, I wanted to launch a range of tote bags, some of which you can see behind me. So what I've been doing is using different, what are called blanks, different products, because they've got to be a very high polyester count. With sublimation, you can't sublimate direct onto dark fabrics, and it's got to have either a coating. So you might see people sublimate onto tumblers or cups and things like mugs, but they would have to have a sublimation coating for it to work. So I got some different samples of tote bags, because I know that I could make these easily, but when I looked at the cost of the fabric, in all honesty, it wasn't worth me spending the time to make the bags. So these were the first ones that I've got, and there's a couple of examples on these, but what I wasn't keen on was literally just the quality of how they were sewn, and I also think that they'll click quite easily. So for example, I don't know how well it'll come out, but you can see I don't feel like it's stitched very well there. The handles don't line up, and they're quite sort of basic things. But what I have noticed is that the designs sublimate onto these really, really well with the white background. The other ones that I got feel like a cotton bag, and I much prefer these, but I got them in the natural colourway, and I've now ordered these in the white colourway. So these are much better quality, the stitching is so much better, and these ones came from Blanks of Happiness, they're called the Vienna Bag. So I just kind of wanted to show you the difference in how these look. It's very early days, I'm just playing around with these at the moment. There's a few different designs that I've done. So this is one of the designs. So got the brand name on there, it's got the hearts on, and I really like that design. But if I show you that on this one, it's much more subdued, so the colour doesn't pop as much, but I do like it. It's just the difference. And if I flip it over, I think I've got this one to show you. So I think there's one of these hanging up maybe behind, or a slightly different rainbow one that I've done. So I do feel like that stands out really, really well against the white. But these do feel like polyester, where these feel like cotton, and I think that probably has something to do with it as well. But I think that's quite cute. And this is another design that I did, so it's like a flower mandala, but I've gone into it and put different prints and things in. So I'm going to put it right up against the camera because I really, really like this design. So you can see it's got all different flowers on all the different layers, but literally this is set up, and I just click print. It prints onto the sublimation paper, and then there is a process that you do, and I might share that when I feel a bit more confident with it. There are loads of tutorials out there, but then I use the heat press. I could use my easy press from my Cricut, but when I tried it, I felt like it was moving a little bit. You use kind of butcher paper and things like that to stop the design going through the fabric. That's quite important. I felt like it was slipping, and it's really important to get a good press that it doesn't slip. But I do absolutely adore these sort of three designs. They're the three designs that I'm happy with at the moment. So I'm just working on getting the quality of the transfer right, and finding the right tote bags that I want to use as a product in my shop. These are some cosmetic purses that I got, which I've also done the same designs onto. So you've got the heart one there, and got the little rainbow one there. And obviously using these, if somebody wanted to personalise it with their name on, you can just quickly do that before you print it out. So the process is a lot quicker than doing the same design but cutting the vinyl. So for example, if I wanted to do this rainbow on a Cricut machine in vinyl, I'd need to cut all of these different colours separately, and then I would need to I could do this with an infusible ink pen, because that would be almost impossible to weed out the little pieces in the vinyl. You can do it, you can do text, but that font itself would be really difficult to do. So the product that's called infusible ink, I did get it and muck around with it, and I did this design in it with the hearts, and you sort of crack that and peel that to edit it out, and it was easy enough to do. But what I found was it was leaving a sticky residue, so I wasn't keen on that, and it's quite expensive. It's kind of, if you get the proper Cricut brand, it can be about £3 to £4 per sheet, and obviously that was just going to make the cost of the bags just absolutely ridiculous to sell. Sorry about the dog barking in the background, that might be my delivery coming, but Carl's downstairs. So yeah, so that was kind of where I was at and what I wanted to talk to you about today. That's probably a bit of a whistle stop to it. I'm not sure if the dog's gonna be quiet. Hi, I'm back again. Delivery's just been, so I thought I'd do a quick change rather than just drop the picture in. So this is the pearl cardigan that I mentioned earlier. I made it more as a ballet top, so I didn't put the cuffs on. because I wanted it to look like a top rather than a cardigan. But actually when I've just tried it on again, I think I do like it with this skirt, even though I said that I didn't. Sometimes that happens to me. Does it happen to you that you kind of, when you first make things, you're maybe not as keen? If I stand up, I'll show you what I mean. So it literally is just finishing there. So I think if I just lengthened it by, say, 1 inch, I know it's meant to be on your waist, and it is, but I think I would just prefer the top part of it to finish at my waist, and then the band to be slightly lower than that. But I think I would put probably just a black vest top underneath it, tucked into the skirt, because I do think together they do actually look quite nice, and obviously it does look like a full wrap dress. So maybe it's work in progress for me. Maybe I'll like it more than I thought that I would. So I was just chatting about sublimation there, and that's what I've kind of been mucking around with. So it's lunchtime the rest of today. I'm going to make a start on the Lyra dress. I've just got some different sublimation paper has arrived, and it's one that's specific to fabric. So I just want to see, it's a high resolution transfer paper for fabric from Ink Expert. So I just want to see and compare, does that transfer the quality of the image over better to the fabric when it's pressed, for the tote bags, etc. So I want to have a play around with that later. And just in case you're kind of thinking, oh, I might give that a go. So for sublimation, you need a specific printer. So I've got a HP refillable ink, you know, kind of thing. Had it on the go for a few years. It's just I use that for my print and cut stickers for my Cricut machine, all the general household printing. But what I've got is, you either need to buy a specific sublimation printer, like Sawgrass is an example of it, or you can buy a Epson Eco Tank, and they come with inks that you put into it. But what you do is, when you buy it, you do not use the ink that's supplied with it, and you buy sublimation specific ink. So that bit's really important. And I'm just keeping a tally of how many prints I do and how long the ink lasts for. It's a very economical way of running a printing machine anyway, but obviously if I'm using it just solely for sublimation, I want to see how many prints I get out of each batch of ink. So I think I've put 50 mils of each one in, and there's 50 mils less left. It's important you don't let it run out, that you just keep topping it up. So yeah, I quite like trying new crafty things. Let me know if you're trying anything new, anything different. I'm always really interested. There are some things I'd love to do. I'd love to be able to knit. I'd love to be able to crochet. I'm not sure I'm patient enough, as I can't draw, so I'm rubbish at paint or art. I do make jewellery. I don't make things as complicated as I used to, but I do make jewellery, and that's literally only because of my vision. Even with glasses on, I find some things that I used to do that were more technical quite challenging now, but that's fine, that's okay. But yeah, so this is kind of a new thing for me to do. And in my other job, we have competitions, we have prizes for members. So our Greatest Loser competition's coming up, so I've ordered some sublimation bookmarks so I can print off designs and press them onto the bookmarks. We've got a couple of the year coming up, so there are different things that I could do and make. It opens up another avenue for me to play around with and be creative with, and Carl's really supportive with that. He's got his hi-fi, I've got my craft stuff. And there you go, we're quite good together. So thank you very much for joining me today. Sorry if I ended up rambling on a little bit at the end there. Thank you if you've stuck with me through the whole video. It would be amazing if you could give me a thumbs up, a like, and click to subscribe. And if you then press the bell, you'll get notifications of any future vlogs that I share. And all of those things just help things to get shared through the algorithms of YouTube. And obviously this is a new channel, so I'm, you know, really hoping to grow my subscribers. And yeah, so thank you for stopping by today. Take care and have a lovely weekend. Bye for now.